Hey, welcome to my Learn to DJ vlog number 8, and we are in Malaga City, and the reason we're here is that we've just come to watch the marathon, and my wife, our production manager Faye, was in the marathon, so we've all been cheering her on. And I want to give you a lesson that is based around training for an event, which is really cool if you're a DJ worrying about what to practice. Because the trouble is with practice sessions, you can end up spending weeks and months and even years practicing what you think is important and never having the balls to get out there and do it in public. And there's a simple way of fixing that, which is exactly what these runners are doing in the marathon here today, which is sign up for something, get something in the diary, put a goal down in stone, put a flag in the sand and say, on this date I'm going to do this. And in your case as a DJ, of course, it's playing a gig. So just like these runners here in Malaga City today have trained so that they know they can get around the course, they're not sure how fast they're going to do it, but they know they can get around. If you book a gig, you're going to do the important things to make sure you can play to the end of that gig successfully. And anything else that you think is important is suddenly going to become less and less important as that gig date looms. And a lot of DJs will not put goals in their diary, and so they'll spend weeks and months and maybe even years practicing stuff that isn't important, thinking that they've got to get this thing right, or that's the thing right, or that's wrong with their gear, or that's wrong with their techniques, and so they never actually get to the point where they play a gig. But if you put one in the diary, what happens is as you start to get closer to that date, you start to either be scared about it or excited about it, but certainly you can't get it out of your mind. And then you naturally know the things you should be practicing. If you haven't got enough tunes, you just know you haven't got enough tunes, so you go and buy some more. If you haven't practiced your transitions enough, you just kind of know that. If you are worried about people not liking your music, you just kind of get a sense for that, so you make sure you've got a plan B set of music as well. And what happens is our natural survival instinct prepares us for something that we can't change. So it could be a marathon, it could be a gig, but what happens is exactly the same. We end up doing the important stuff and not sweating the small stuff. So for instance, if a marathon runner was worried about whether his or her trainers had the right amount of cushioning on and stuff, instead of actually getting out there and running, well, they wouldn't be ready for the marathon, would they? If you're worried about whether you're using the right software, or whether your gear's got enough buttons on it, or whether your computer's fast enough, blah blah blah, you are not going to be doing the stuff that's important, which is practicing music, techniques, skills and so on, and getting yourself ready for the gig. So the beauty about setting a gig, putting a gig in your DJ diary, is that it will then suggest to you the things you ought to be practicing, and all the worries about am I getting good enough, am I doing the right things when I'm practicing, will disappear. So my advice to you, if you haven't already done this and you're starting out in this game, book yourself a gig. It doesn't have to be a marathon, it doesn't have to be playing your local super club, it can be a 5k around the park, it can be the local bar on the corner on a Tuesday playing to 20 people, but put that in the diary and everything else will fall into place. It's the biggest piece of advice I give any aspiring DJ, book a gig. So if you haven't got a gig in your diary, put one in your diary now. Okay, so that's our Learn to DJ vlog for this week. We do these because we're building up to our complete DJ course, which is the biggest course we've ever made, which I'm in the middle of making at the moment. So every week I'm just bringing you a few hints and tips from behind the scenes as we prepare this course, which is going to be ready in April 2019. I'm not sure, of course, when you're watching this. It's currently December 2018, but look at that sky. It's absolutely beautiful here. It really is 22, 23 degrees, pure sunshine. So we're going to head out, get some lunch now and celebrate my wife's marathon success. And I'll see you next week for another DJ vlog.